I made a video the other day about a hotel I stayed in Hua Hin that was, the service was a little subpar and I complained a little bit. And it really caused some controversy in the discussion, like 50-50, people saying don't complain, people saying no, you got to complain when you spend a lot of money. So in this video, I'm gonna talk a little bit about etiquette in Thailand and when do you complain about things? When do you just go with the status quo? You know, I probably complain maybe, it seems like I complain a lot because I'm not usually making a video when I don't complain, which is like 99% of the time. So just gonna talk a little bit about that. I'll let you guys know what my resolution was with this substandard, I'll just say checking into the hotel. The hotel stay ended up great, but a little bump at the beginning. I'll let you know there was a resolution. I'll let you know about that. This is where I'm at 2. This is where all these accidents have been happening. Construction problems. You can see they're working here, and there's been problems. Last week a beam fell and killed some people. There's been like 2,600 accidents from this construction site. This construction's been going on forever. I really don't like coming over here that much, but right there is Mazda. I'm having my car worked on today, doing the scheduled maintenance, so I had to come over here. But you know, it's a good place to go, even though the road sucks, because drop my car off at Mazda, the bridge is right here. I come over on the other side, there's a Starbucks, Central Rama 2, big malls down here. So I got like 2-3 hours to kill while they're working on my car. So this is as good a place as any, really, you know, to kill some time. I'll go find something to eat. So over here we got the Index Living Mall. I may go in there, I don't know, you know. I sold everything with my condo when I sold it, and now I found a new place that I signed a lease for the other day in Bangkok. I'm happy to announce, I'll show that to you guys once I get in. I'll tell you more about that in another video. But I am going to buy some things. I do need to get cleaning supplies. I mean, I pretty much just left everything at the old condo. I mean, the guy bought it, you know, I mean, generally with all the furniture and all that stuff, but I left a lot of other stuff like basic cleaning supplies, my mops, all that type of shit. So I am gonna go after Mazda to Home Pro and pick up some things. Fortunately, it's kind of nice out today. I mean, it's not real hot. I mean, it doesn't feel, I'm not sweating my ass off, and walking a little ways here to the mall, so that's kind of nice. It's been a little overcast, you know. I don't know. I think we're due for a little bit of rain. The pollution's starting to edge up a little bit. Not too bad. Not like it was before I had went to the Philippines and Malaysia and all that to get away from it. It's weird. It was like an earlier season this year. Hopefully it doesn't come back, but I think in the next few weeks it's going to keep steadily going up a little bit till we really get hit with the rain over here. But I got to tell you guys, I just read an article the other day about it was what was it, Pattaya, one of the online news companies in the Pattaya area, about how people are complaining about motorists, how they're just rude here, and pedestrians have no right of way or anything, about how people you know, don't stop for crosswalks, they just keep going, you know. And it's funny, when I was driving here, I pulled up to a crosswalk, and this old time man, just waiting and waiting. I just stopped and, you know, I waved him and let him cross. But God, man, they were right in that article, man. People just, they do not stop for pedestrians. Like, they just keep going, keep going, keep going. Like, you know, sometimes you got to just step out in front, put your hand up, and, you know, don't step in front of the car. They'll run your ass over, but hopefully they'll stop for you. But this old man, he just, I felt bad. He was just standing there waiting and waiting and waiting. So I stopped and, you know, waiting for him to cross before I went. Not the most pedestrian friendly country when it comes to the roads, let me tell you. for lunch. I think I've made a decision. Oh, look at that, Panda King. I don't know if I've seen that. I was gonna go to this Coco Ichabanya, like different curry dishes with Royce. I've been dying to try that, but I'm gonna look at the menu at this Chinese place first. You know what, look at this, fried chicken, Szechuan style. You know what, I haven't had some good Chinese food in a while. I'm changing my mind and eating here. Okay, Captain Cup. Oh, where do I sit? Anywhere? Okay, I will sit right here. So I ordered this Szechuan soup. It looks like hot and sour soup. I haven't had a good hot and sour soup in a long time. Hopefully that's what it is. We'll see when I get it. I ordered some gyoza, too, dumplings, whatever. But here's some of the comments from the last video I made that I was complaining. One guy says, complain if you must. It's actually good for them to get solid criticism, fix things down the road. Another guy, you pay for services and time of room. You have every right to complain. You got every right to complain. I'm looking for some of the negative ones. I thought there was more negative. Maybe it was 50-50. I guess we're about the same age. I moved to BKK recently from California. The way I look at it is I paid to be here. If things aren't satisfactory, the hotel needs to know so the next person doesn't have to live through it. So same type of thing. Another guy, no worries about complaining because it's true and will help the next person. I'm trying to find, I wonder if this like got sorted. Oh, here, this one. It's a hard life. Oh, you poor thing. Another guy, interesting. My Thai partner often tells me to relax and not complain. I get it from both perspectives. I don't like bad service either. However, Thai culture is much more tolerant. They just accept it. That's true, you know. I'm used to it. I've been here, so. There were so many negatives. Hold on. Greeny, try to chill a little more. I've been with my girlfriend almost 2 years. If I point out anything that's not 100%, she just smiles, says, don't worry, this isn't America. Time for a new YouTube channel, Greeny Gripes. William says, paying top dollar for third-rate service gives you every right to complain. Forget about the saving face nonsense. Travel in Texas says, damn, you need to chill. This is a good one. Retired Thai style. Bro, are you from New York? Get over it. You're in a great place that many people want to be. It doesn't mean you just have to accept everything. My old buddy Greeny thinks he's in America. Ha ha ha. Remember, you are on Thai time. Greeny, I'm a fan of your content, but in this video you come across as an old man yelling at clouds. I wonder if I was in a little subdivision in America if I'd be screaming at people to get off my lawn. I don't think so. The kids out here screaming, that's fine. I'm sitting right next to the play area. Good. Another guy says, this came up on my feed for the first time. Man, you need to chill. You're in Thailand. Complaining gets you nowhere in the land of smiles. All right, I'll leave it at that one just to touch that point. So before I get to the hotel and what happened, everything, but recently, a Thai lady that is a manager for a major airline here. I had an issue, two issues. One, my trip to, my flight was canceled when I was going to Bali because of that volcano. And then next time I used it, I charged, it was supposed to be like $300. They charged me like $1,200 something on my credit card. Like, I don't even know how this happened. They couldn't explain to me how it happened. And, you know, it took a while to get these things resolved. And every time I was at the airport, I kept going to the counter, like, what is going on? Why haven't I got my money? I can't tell you how many times they've made 2 refunds they did before to some random credit card that wasn't even mine. I mean, there were just so many issues getting my money back. The Bali money, they held forever. My credit card said, well, try to work it out with them first, you know, and I got most of my money back, but they still owe me some. They made some deposits, like I said, on random person's credit cards, but I did talk to one of the managers for the airline company that's a Thai person at DMK airport, and she told me, she said, if you don't keep complaining and stay on top of this, they just hope people go away and forget it. She pulled me aside, like, this is like, you know, on the QT, like, dude, you got to keep complaining. She's like, you will not get this resolved unless you just make a fuss, continue to bitch. So let me explain to you my philosophy a little bit here. Oh, look at that. Wow. Boy, so big. Should I try this or tell you guys my philosophy? So they brought me a big bowl and a little bowl, but I'm not sharing, so I can see lots of eggs in here. It's like a tomato broth. Oh, wow. This is not like hot and sour soup. It's like a tomato broth with huge eggs in it, mushrooms, tomatoes, and it is excellent. I don't know. All right, very hot. We'll get back to that. Got to get back to that. So, I got to tell you, I've been here in Thailand 5 years. I mean, I know the drill. I mean, I eat out almost every meal. I travel around the world, different places. Last year, I was in 15 different countries in Europe on a trip. I mean, a lot of them were IHG properties. So, international companies like this, in my opinion, need to be held to a different standard. I'm not at a mom and pop Thai shop, mom and pop Thai hotel, little hotel in the Philippines. Like I stayed at a hotel recently in the Philippines. It sucked, man. The smell in the room was nasty. I didn't complain about that. You know, it's a cheap hotel. Who's going to complain? I stayed there one night and moved on, you know. You got to pick your battles. And if you're dealing with an international company, they need to be held to that standard. Say I'm Joe Blow, just because I live in Thailand, many Joe Blows from all over the world come here and stay at a 5-star, 4-star hotel like the Intercontinental and expect exceptional service. So I'm just holding them to the same standard that any other international traveler would hold them to. It just so happens I base here out of Thailand, but I travel all over. I'm just in Malaysia, I go to Vietnam, I go all over. I got a big trip coming up here in the near future. You guys will hear about that. Back to Europe, back to the US. So if you're paying top dollar, you know, you can't let these international companies run you down, run you over, because we're nothing to them. We're peasants. And, you know, like the lady at the airline told me, you know, if you just let it go, that's like a solid profit margin for airlines making mistakes. Let me tell you, there's a lot of little things that they do to just try to get you. Like, my middle name was on something, so they charged me money to add that. Like, halfway through my itinerary, I had already flown there with no middle name, same airline leaving from Hong Kong. You know, I called my credit card company on that one. I wasn't going to argue. They took it off. No problem. I just picked my battles. You know, like I said, 99% of the time, I don't complain. When I'm in a restaurant, I expect 25% of the time I'm going to get the wrong food, because, you know, I can speak a little bit of Thai now. I'm starting to get a little better at certain things I want to order certain ways, but 25% of the time it's going to be wrong no matter what, and it's my fault. You know, I'm not a native speaker here. It's not their fault. They don't need to speak English. You know, sometimes I translate, sometimes I try to explain, sometimes I can talk a little bit of Thai that I learned. I just eat the food and accept it, you know. I mean, I know I do bitch a lot, guys. I know. You don't have to tell me. I'm a little high-strung, you know. I was in a managerial position before I retired as a policeman, 2011. I supervised a lot of people, and, you know, I like things to be done the right way. You know, I held people accountable when I worked, and when I'm here, if it's the right circumstance, I will hold them accountable. You know, I don't think it's being a dick. It's just, you know, there's a level of service. If you've traveled to a lot of these hotels around the world, you know that certain places have a level of service that they're expected to fulfill. If I'm paying big money, I'm gonna hold them to that. So that's just how it is. So I did get this situation resolved. The manager, you know, I told her, I said, you know, I don't know how you're gonna rectify this. You're gonna put some points on my account, whatever. And, you know, she said she would look into it. The same thing that the manager, last time I had a problem at AIA, she said he was gonna look into it, and nothing happened. So when I got home, I called, you know, on the back of my credit card, there's a number. Just politely, nicely explained to the lady, you know, what happened at the hotel, and, you know, how did she think this situation should be resolved. And it was a phone center. Obviously, I just got back from the Philippines, so I know that Philippine accent now. I'm like, are you in the Philippines? She's like, yeah, she's in that, she was in that mountainous area north of Manila. I forgot the name, Baguio, something like that. But anyway, she's like, oh, you gotta come and check this area out. But she just, yeah, let me take care of that for you, Mr. Greeny. And she goes, I'm gonna go ahead and deposit 15,000 points on your account, which is, you know, far less than that hotel would cost per night. But, you know, enough to stay at a Holiday Inn Soy Bucao or something like that, you know, Holiday Inn Express somewhere maybe for a night. But
I appreciated the gesture, and that was a lot more than the hotel manager offered to provide to me. I guess I wasn't completely wrong, because the lady from IAG on the phone thought I was correct. So I don't know, you know, but not trying to be a stickler, but sometimes you gotta just stick up for yourself a little bit. You can go with the flow, you can be as easygoing as you want. And I'll say here in Thailand, I don't know, like, you know, everybody's moody sometimes. I'll say 12 days out of 14, 2 weeks, maybe I have 2 grumpy days. I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna argue. One guy mentioned in his comment that I'm the biggest asshole on YouTube, and I doubt that, but I wouldn't argue it. I mean, I'm not always, you know, some of my videos do have a negative tone, you know, grumpy or complaining, and it's just weird that like half the people like say they love it. Oh, Grumpy Greeny, they should change the channel name. We love your ranting videos. So, you know, just like a good part of my content is real estate and food and traveling and Thailand lifestyle, you know, true crime, you know, crime stories. Grumpy Greeny has got to be part of the channel because people have came to expect that. Bonus coverage. The gyoza has arrived, and this is hot as heck. I can't eat this yet. Good. I gotta tell you, Panda King. I forgot what's the one in America. Panda Express. This is more homemade, I think. I don't know. This soup's excellent. Gyoza, very good. I think way too much food for me, but I'm gonna go ahead and chow down, guys. Anyways, all right, just a little video about my situation. I'm gonna eat lunch. Hopefully this has cooled down a little bit. That's it. Head back across the street to Mazda, wait for my car, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Please subscribe. Greeny out.